Ready? So we started on the Inyanim, what's called Nekuda, Kav, and Shetach. And one thing we managed to point out, when we talk about Nakuda, which is the Atzmius of the Indian, since it's Atzmius, it's already beyond Sechel. Thus, in order to discuss it, in order to get into it, we must use our own Sechel. It is not possible to present it in words.
But we use our own Sechel to...
We can only point to it, but we cannot describe it. So we had the couple of what's called Mesholim, the means by which we can approach it. I pointed out, and I hope that we spent a whole sheet on this. I hope that we got the principle in it. There is a fundamental difference between providing, like we say, I have buffet style provision, and serving an individual portion. And some people objected, say, "Oh, individual person, that's limiting me. I'd rather go to the buffet and choose whatever I want and the quantity I want." And we struggled to make the point. Buffet style is at a totally different level. I'm serving you food. Whereas when I give you an individual portion in your place, I'm serving you personal attention. A completely different phenomenon. The presence then is recognized at an essential level rather than at your need level. Which is the concept of etzem. Okay, I hope that we made this, so to speak, this first base. We started off by saying there's a fundamental difference between the human being and the rest of the world. And the first place where we recognize, first instant that we recognize this fundamental difference is in the way they were created. All the creatures were created by giving them an open field to be. The human being was created by not even giving them, not even identifying them to start with. Planning their coming into existence. And giving that plan a specific description. And we said that this puts it into a category all by itself, a supreme category. And the reason this is supreme is because he is relating to the source in a totally different manner. Provision for his own existence that the animals also have in abundance. The human being is not provided for. He is identified on a primary level. These are the three madrigas, as Rebbe says. Nakuda. Nakuda means that there is a point. This point originates in the reality of existence. All right. Okay, so we discussed that yesterday. And we already went through, so to speak, the difficulties associated with this. So I want to go back to the beginning of Ois Lamed Aleph and go through the principles that we already identified and continue. Ve-hinei gim madregas. These three madregas, which namely three madregas in Oir. And we said, the three madregas in Oir are all within the Oir that begins with Rotzei. Aliyah is a Rotzei. Aliyah is a Rotzei means a will that arose from the Yetzer, that there should be Oir. This Aliyah Rotzei, okay, in this Aliyah Rotzei, effectuated there will be three madrigas in Oir. A madriga in Oir that is contained within the Oir itself. And another madriga in Oir that is also contained within the Oir inside, but it has it shows greater definition. And the third madriga in Oir that is capable to identify to the point where it can be in Slavish in Keli. So we gave a mashal for this. I'm going to repeat this mashal because it is really an enabling mashal. And we said that this is comparable to what the Gemara says, Odem she'en bayis ein yodam. Bayis, a home, is exclusively a human value, a human presence. Because we distinguish it between a home and a house. A house is provision for being. A home identifies the significance of this entity. And we said, in this home, there are various rooms. And each room is associated with a different function of this home. And the reason there are these different rooms and different functions is due to the significance of the dweller of this home. It is not just taking a house and breaking it out into rooms. It is the result of the significance of the dweller in this home. The human being his presence identifies a dining room. His presence identifies a living room. And his presence identifies a bedroom. And this is all part of being a home. As we said, if the human being chooses to have a bedroom and a living room and a dining room outside of a home, he is not a human being. He is providing for his needs rather than for his reality. He has not realized what a home a human being is. Okay? Any questions? Anyone wants to get hit over the head?
We got it. We started on this saying it's going to illustrate something for us about the Kuda Kav and Shetal.
Okay. Right. Okay. So in terms of this muscle of the home, of the human being in the home, Nakuda is the very definition of the human being. When the human being is associated with the home, then there is the element of a kav, and there's the element of a shedach. He's identified with with a presence. As we said many times over these discussions, if the world were as varied and as fully defined as it is today, but for the presence of the human being, there would be atzmius missing. There would be everything there. But the reality of world, what is world about, that would be missing. Okay, so let's go inside. Okay, Nakuda, we're starting from the top line of this Islam and Aleph at the end of it. Nakuda bechinas ho'atzmius. This is the beginning of the atzmius. Shelamaylo adayin bechinas hamshocha v'gilui. That is totally above from the aspect of hamshocha, of being coming forth and being identified externally. Or k'moy nakudas yud, as the nakuda of a yud. She'ein bo adayin hispashtus erech v'reicha. That has not as yet contained an expression, a spreading forth of erech v'reicha, of having an area. We continue further. ve-hinei she'esh bo vov dalet. Although in the yud there is the vav and the dalet. Shuhu ha'erech v'reicha, which is actually the presence of the yud. But hakoil hu behelem adayin. It is as yet behelem in a concealed and contained, internal contained manner. V'hakoil b'bchinas nekuda levat. The oirech v'reicha, the vav dalet, is also b'bchinas nekuda levad, only in a nekuda manner. B'bchinas pshitus adayin, in a pshitus manner. What does this mean? We talk about the etzem. Etzem means there's a reality. Reality does not need to identify itself. If there's if there's a concept, there's a concept. The concept does not yet express how are you going to accomplish it. This is called the nakuda. This is called the nakudas yud, prior to having its complement of the vav and the dalet. Like I gave the mashal yesterday, the illustration actually. If you give a bang on the table, what is a bang? Bang is a touch of the hand on the table. But this touch does not constitute a bang. It constitutes a touch. A bang is when the touch is brought forth by a swing. What is the essence of this bang? The essence of this bang is the sound, which is formed by the touch. Effectively, what is this bang? The bang is a touch on the table that calls your attention. Which means that there is some kind of what's calling attention mean? Calling attention means there's some kind of message I have to give you. And for this message, it is justified that I should actually disturb the peace, so to speak, and give a bang. And make you turn. This is a chutzpah. There must be something very essential that justifies this type of disturbance. This something very essential is referring to let's say if I give a bang and say, it's time for breakfast. That would be a mockery. Right? Depends. See, these are the kind of things that we have to...
Yeah, okay, fine, it's mockery, yeah.
It would be a mockery.
Tonight we're going to bang.
Because breakfast is not an essence.
Mm.
Rabbi, tonight we're going to bang right before Shemoneh Esrei. Everybody's about to start Shemoneh Esrei, and we're going to bang.
That'll be appropriate. So, okay. And
Why is that justified, a bang?
Yalla v'yalla.
Why is it justified?
it points to something essential.
Because if you don't see how you're missing an essential thing in the Shemoneh Esrei. From Ma'ariv, the Chassidus, there is some kind of a dispensation. You don't have to repeat the Shemoneh Esrei again, but potentially you do have to repeat the Shemoneh Esrei again. You say the whole Shemoneh Esrei, you haven't said anything.
Is it? Okay.
This is the concept of an essence.
But this whole development here with the smacking the table. I'm trying to. We finished. We said a moment earlier that a concept does not need to express how it will be accomplished. It's in a state of being in a nakuda. Fine. And then we went from there to this smacking the table. What's it adding to? What am I getting?
Okay, what you're getting is this: the smack itself is a touch of the hand on the table.
Uh-huh.
But you're not exposed to the fact that in order to create a smack by a touch, there has to be a swing.
Okay, so that seems to go against this point. It seems to say that every point is preceded by a whole context. Or is that the point?
The point contains the means by which it is expressed.
But in a very nascent.
But in a
way.
very nascent. Oh, that's
A very potential nascent hidden way.
it's an internal. It's a reality. It's a reality element in the point. The yud is only a point, but it's a real point.
Okay, and the word "real" here means it's part of a greater context that's not open to us, but is.
It's real. Reality means. Okay, see, this is the point. In the world, you'll have to explain what makes it real, but we are talking about something that's being created mi'ayin. by antisemitis.
Yeah, that's why hitting the table doesn't seem to fit with this. It's procedural. There's a swing, then there's a hit. In the Ayin, it shows there's no procedure. There's no preceding it. It arrives.
Okay. Physically, I said it's impossible to demonstrate. But the reason that I take it, that I take the audacity to swing my hand and make a noise, there is some kind of an essential Indian a message in there, an essential presence, and I'm touching your essential presence. That is identifying the Yud, and it's an essential level. And then the Oirech V'Roichev is inherent in it. Inherent in the smack is the Oirech V'Roichev.
Okay.
And when you say, what did you do? I gave a smack. Not I gave a swing. And the hand hit the table and created. I gave a smack. Which means I called your attention. This is what the Rebbe is explaining. There's Nakuda Kav Shetach. If it is real, inherent in this reality is the Kav and the Shetach.
So, okay, if a point is real, it has those others inherent within it.
Right. That is the whole Inyan. Nakuda, he says, is ha'atzmiyus. Here's ha'atzmus. He talks about atzmus. In the world, there's no atzmus. Yeah, that's true. But in the human being, there is an atzmus element. Because a human being is an atzmi. His presence in the world is not definable by shetach, by eating and drinking and by roaming the field. Not defined by any activity, is defined by his presence.
And then that presence expands into a specific kav and shetach. He makes a home, he does stuff.
That's right. But that's already expressing it within the context of the world.
Even before he expresses, we're saying. Even.
That's right. His presence. His presence includes the ultimate development into a kav and a shetach.
L'chaim.